I literally slept for 3 hours last night. Hello everybody and welcome. It is that time of the month again. Not that time, although you are balancing on a box of tampons. It is that time of the month again where I tell you what my monthly favourites were for May. May? I feel like I don't actually have loads this month, but we'll just crack on with them anyway. I might just make them up as I go along, you know, you never know what's going to happen. Let's start off with the food favourites, because food favourites are my favourite favourites. Number 1 is this Weetabix on the go chocolate breakfast drink, energy, fibre, protein. I would never usually pick this up off the shelf, considering all the drinks choices there are. I'd never go for this, but Elliot and I were going to London recently and we didn't have time for breakfast and I had to stop for petrol quickly. Why was I driving to London? I wasn't. I'm just making this up as I go along, aren't I? We were in a rush and we ended up getting these for breakfast. They are so good. Oh my god, Weetabix. I can't vouch for how good it is for you. Oh no, look, orange, 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 green. That's better than most things I eat. It's delicious, and for that, it's one of my favourites. What's my hair doing? No, no, no. Okay, my next food favourite was inspired by the Harding family. They always have this in their fridge, and the other day it was on offer, so I got it. And since then, I've had like 4 of them, which is really actually embarrassing, because, oh. Yeah, I'll tell you what it is, shall I? It is this Castello pineapple cheese. It comes in a ring, which I think is fun, and it's basically covered in nuts, I think. Soft cheese with pineapple, papaya, and almonds. Oh, when I get in from work, I have like 4 tuck crackers with slices of this on, and it's so good. I will say it doesn't last long. This is like 1 portion for me. But this is really delicious, and for that, it is my cheese favourite of the month. My next food favourite is Dime bars. I have always loved Dime bars. I think my grandma always had them in her fridge growing up, and ever since I was young I've loved Dime bars. But I think they're so underrated, and I've realised that in the last month, because whenever I go into a supermarket and I go to pick my chocolate bar, which is like 5 times a day, recently I've been reaching for a Dime bar. Poundland, 3 for £1. The other morning I was at work, and I work in an office where people kind of have back-to-back desks, and I could hear the person on the desk next to me open a can of Coke, and this was like at 10 AM in the morning, and I'm halfway through my Dime bar like, who do you think you are drinking a can of Coke at 10 AM in the morning? Literally double standards much. Anyway, I've been eating a lot of Dime bars recently. Still Maltesers, by the way. I mentioned in my last favourites that Maltesers would be in all my favourites, and I stand by that. I actually ate a box of Maltesers yesterday. Dime bars. And last but not least for my food favourites is, I've had to actually bring up on a tea towel, is a homemade favourite, and this is the avocado ice cream that I made when I got back from Mexico. When I was in Mexico, I met a man, I think his name was Tom, I'm pretty sure it was Tom. He'd made this avocado ice cream and I tasted it and I was like, that is the most delicious thing I've ever tried in my whole entire life. So I hunted him down at this event and I was like, Tom, my main man, you gotta give me the recipe. And he was like, fine. So he pulled a receipt out of his pocket. He like jotted on the back of it. In fact, I think I have it. Okay, so he pulled this piece of paper out of his pocket and he wrote the recipe for the avocado ice cream down there for me. I will write it down in the description below if you'd like to steal it and have a go. But honestly, it's delicious. Everyone that's tried it so far has taken the first mouthful and been like, ooh, not sure. And then by the end of the aftertaste, they're like, yeah, this is great. As you can see, what I like to do is just eat it with a spoon straight out of this pot. But don't be fooled, it's definitely not good for you. Avocado is literally the smallest ingredient in this ice cream. Condensed milk is probably the biggest. So, avocado ice cream. Next up, this is very unlike me, but fake tan. Because I've had a couple of weddings recently, I wanted to be tan because I'm a very pale human being. You know, I was having my legs and arms out and I thought, I'll just try and be a little bit tanned. So I went to Superdrug and just saw what was on offer. Thankfully this one was, because apparently this is like the best one anyway. This is the Bondi Sands, the Australian Tan, self-tanning foam, light medium, salon quality, coconut scent. It's definitely not coconut scent, smells like fake tan. Biscuits. The first time I did it on myself and I thought it looked really good. Elliot said it was quite patchy though. So when I went to do a second layer the next evening, I asked if he'd help me. Right, actually, let's be real for a second, because this is a girlfriend asking her boyfriend to literally rub her entire body. Like, surely that's a fun thing to do. No, he thought it was a massive chore and he said he'll never do it again. But he was very good at it. I'll give him that. He was very good at making a nice even layer and getting on like my knees and elbows and stuff. So bless him for that. But it looked really good and I really enjoyed this. I'm going to Spain actually on Wednesday. The day you're watching this, I'll be in Spain. Hopefully I'll get a nice natural tan. But failing that, I'll have this ready when I get home. Okay, while we're talking about holiday, I'll do this one. So excited. I like to have a different bikini for like every day of my holiday because just thinking of the Insta, you know? Hashtag Insta goals. I've been looking on ASOS because actual real life shopping I find very stressful. So I did a big ASOS shop online. Got a few bikinis. Other ones I am keeping too, I'm also happy with, but this one in particular I love so much. Mainly because it looks good on pale people. Like the model wearing it on ASOS was very pale and she looked great. And I'd never usually pick a green, let alone stripy green bikini, but I absolutely love it. I think I look really cool in it. In fact, I like this so much that I've put it on before bed every night since I got it to double check that I wanted to keep it. And I do, so you can expect lots of Insta stories of me in that bikini. Although, bikini bod is not on point this year. Okay, we have 2 more left. First being these sandals. So these are called Tiva sandals, and when I went interrailing I saw so many people wearing these but in the really funky designs, and since then I've followed them on Instagram and I've always wanted some. And when I was going to Mexico I was like, I'm gonna treat myself to some. Actually, Mum ended up buying them in the end, but I had good intentions. They are proper nerdy sandals, like they've got Velcro and there's nothing very fashionable about them. Fashionable about them, but they are so comfortable. I've worn them most days since I got them. I've even been wearing them to work. Like, they look cool with like black skinny jeans. I just like them a lot. I like the design. I think they're just practical, so much so that I've convinced Elliot to buy some for Spain. Fingers crossed he likes them and then we can be matching. And last but not least, my final favourite is an app on my phone. Everyone knows about this by now, surely. I was late to the bandwagon, so if you haven't heard about it, you are certainly late to the bandwagon. It's an app called Hooji. It looks like this. Oh, that's good timing. Basically, it's like a photo filter that makes your photos look like they were taken on a disposable camera. So I will take a photo of you now. Oh, actually, backlight. Let's get a bit arty. Oh, like that. There we go. Developing. You can also import your own photos from your photo library. My whole Instagram is this at the moment. I mean, this is definitely not the best example. Oh, okay, I'm not even going to show you. It was that bad that the universe was like, don't even bother. I really like it, love the effect, and it's just the latest trend, isn't it? So I'm just on board. And that concludes my May favourites. Why don't I know what month we're even in? Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already and leave me a comment below with your #1 May favourite. How about that? Also, please try and make the avocado ice cream and let me know what you think, because you're missing out, basically. Thanks so much and I'll see you soon. Bye!